The latest injury for him, he missed significant time in his rookie year with that broken wrist. We all remember that. Charlotte opens the regular season October the 19th at San Antonio. I'll wait to hear if LaMelo's going to be part of that. For more on this, let's bring in CBS Sports NBA writer Bill Reiter. Bill, what's the latest on LaMelo's ankle injury? What have you heard?
So as you would expect, LaMelo not going to travel with the team for some preseason games that are happening now. He'll have tests today. And Jeremy, I think today or in the next few days, we'll get more news as all of Charlotte and certainly that organization waits with bated breath to see whether or not this is a serious injury or not.
Depending on how long he could be out, what kind of an impact will this have on Charlotte to start the season?
It's a significant impact, and if you talk to folks around the NBA, they'll tell you that Charlotte's one of those teams, right? With the new format the last few years, probably not going to be a top 6 team in the Eastern Conference, but certainly capable of being in that play-in situation. But the margins are thin, Jeremy, and he's by far their best player. He makes the offense go. It's his 3rd year, usually the year that guys, if they're going to be stars in this league, make a really big leap. I think he can be that player. Gordon Hayward's back, so there's some optimism they could have enough of a 1-2 punch to compete. But if you miss this guy for even 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and you're this organization, you're this team without enough depth and without the margin for error that some other organizations are going to have because they just don't have enough talent, it can be really problematic for this season.
Yeah, and if they get off to a slow start, it could impact whether or not they even do make it to the postseason. So that's LaMelo. His brother Lonzo continues to deal with a meniscus tear that sidelined him for the end of last season. What's the latest on his return to the Bulls?
Yeah, there's a concern that it's going to be a while, could be a few months, and I think, Jeremy, it's a really significant under-the-radar injury. I know that when we talk about Lonzo Ball, he's not the best ball brother, and he's certainly not the best player on that Bulls team, but for whatever reason, he's a glue guy and an important part of that organization. Last year, before he got injured in January, got shut down, and these injuries have started to pile up. When he played, that team won 2/3 of their games. They were in first place in the Eastern Conference in January when Lonzo Ball played his last game as a Bull. And you talk to folks, I talked to a GM, an Eastern Conference general manager the last few weeks, who thought that Chicago could be one of those sneaky, difficult teams if, and it's a big if, Lonzo can be out there. If he's only going to miss 6 or 8 weeks, right, if he can come back, and it could be a lot less than that, then certainly I think this is a dangerous Chicago team. But we've seen a history of injury for this player, and I know there's concerns in Chicago. It's been so long, they're just wondering what's next and when he'll be back.
Averaged 13 points, 5.4 rebounds, 5.1 assists last season in his first season with the Bulls.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.